So, with the UFC finally back this week, we get a numbered event. We get UFC 324 Paddy vs Gathje for the interim lightweight title. And I, King Here MMA, will be discussing picks and odds for each fighter on the card. So yeah, we'll get to that. But before the video starts, I have my Instagram up. We're trying to get to 50 followers. We're almost there. And for the YouTube, we are trying to get to 10 subscribers. So yeah, that'd be highly appreciated if you follow that. So yeah, let's get started with the first fight. And the first fight of the card is Adam Fugitt versus Ty Miller. Fuck it. So Adam Fugitt, he's a bit of a brawly sort of welterweight. He's not very good though. Like, if you look at Adam Fugitt, his whole career. Sorry, bloody these things. If you look at Adam Fugitt, his whole career, he's kind of been very average. Like, he's very bottom tier welterweight. If I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure he was a lightweight, wasn't he? But I digress. So he's just very brawly and fucking... I'm pretty sure he lost his last two fights. If we look off screen here, Yeah, so what I'm reading here... He lost his last fight to Islam Dulatov. He's not a bad fighter. He's win-loss. He wins against the bottom tier and then he loses to a decent prospect. Islam Dulatov is looking like a good unranked prospect. And Ty Miller, he won on the Dana White Contender Series. Not much of a finisher, but he can get it done. So for this fight, I'm going to choose Ty Miller. I don't know. He just seems a lot like much more of a better striker than Adam Fugitt. And for the odds for this fight is Ty Miller's the favourite by $1.23 and Adam Fugitt is $4.20. So yeah, I got not much to say. So for the next fight, we have Ricky Turcios versus Cameron Smotherman. Ricky, he was on the not contender series. He's on Tough, Volk's Tough. He beat Brady Hiestand to win Tough. He hasn't gone real good in his last two fights, but he gets Raw Roses Jr. He's actually pretty talented. And so Bernardo Sopaj, who's fucking very bottom tier bantamweight. And, for Cameron Smotherman, he's lost his last two as well to Sergey City and Ricky Simone. But Ricky Simone's a bit of a better loss. I shouldn't say that. He's just one step behind of everybody. Ricky Turcios is a bit of a scrapper. He likes getting people to the ground if he can. And Smotherman, he's just going to try and outbox you. But he's got no power in his hands, so I don't really know. Like, for this fight, I think I'm gonna go for Ricky Turcios. I have a feeling like Smotherman's just that little bit overrated, and I think Turcios was saying he's gonna come back with a lot smarter game. They're basically the same person. But Ricky Turcios is the underdog, so he's $2.60, and Cameron Smotherman's $1.50. So yeah, I wouldn't really gamble on this fight. But yeah, on to the next. For the next fight, we got Josh Hokert versus Denzel Freeman. Two heavyweights. Josh Hokert, he's just the Colby Covington 2.0, but at heavyweight, and he's very, he's like very undersized for heavyweight. Ironically, he's just not that big, but he knocked out Max Gimenez in like under a minute, so I guess it's doing well for him. And Denzel Freeman, man, he was such a pity patty Pity patter striker. He fucking took Marek Bugilo. And he was fucking moaning the whole fight, which was strange, but I think Josh Hokett's going to knock him out. Denzel Freeman's looked good on the regional scene. I just don't know why the hell he was so, scared in his last fight. But yeah, if he does that again against Josh Hokett, he's going to get knocked out. So I'm going to go Josh Hokett by knockout. And Josh Hokett's $1.40 and Denzel Freeman's $2.80. Yeah, I was really hoping Josh Hokett was going to fight Steve Asplin, but maybe we can get him on the White House card, so that would be good if he beats Denzel Freeman. Oh, shit, sorry. Now, this is probably my favourite fight on the card. Got the hiccups. Michael Johnson versus Alexander Hernandez. Bro, this is actually such good matchmaking. So if you don't know, Michael Johnson and Alexander Hernandez have been in the UFC for a minute. But they're so good. They're so underratedly good. Like, Michael Johnson will literally lose to fucking, the worst people. But then he'll beat, Ilia Topuria somehow. But if you look at Michael Johnson's last 3 wins, he had a win over Darius Flowers. He wasn't that good, And then he beat what's his name? Ottoman Azaitar. He was actually half decent. And then he beat Daniel Zellhuber. Zellhuber had that insane fight of the year at the Sphere against the Argentinian. Anyway, and Michael Johnson was cleaning him up on the feet. So, yeah. But Alexander Hernandez, he's on a 4-fight win streak as well. He's on a good win streak himself. Now, mind you, 2 of those wins are Austin Hubbard and Kurt Holloway. And I don't rate them. But Chase Hooper, who was on a 5-fight win streak himself before Alexander Hernandez KO'd him. Mind you, I don't know what Chase was doing on the feet. And in that Diego Ferreira fight, I think Hernandez was just a step behind before he did get the KO. This is such a hard fight. This is going to be such a good fight for as long as it lasts. I can't see it going past 2 rounds. Oh, man. And, you can't even be oh, yeah, Michael Johnson's old. He's an unk. He's fucking looking good, man. He looks better than Michael Chandler. So, I'm so on the fence with this, son. I'm fucking hardcore fence sitting. I think... I just like Michael Johnson striking. I'm going to go Michael Johnson by a smart TKO. Or Hernandez is going to pull some shit out of his butt. I think Michael Johnson by TKO, though. This is dangerous. Just watch this as a fan. This is going to be an awesome fight. Please watch this fight. Okay. And for the next fight, I'll go fucking Charles Johnson's finally getting someone at flyweight who's ranked, and he's getting Alex Perez, who, not a bad flyweight, he just does not fight. So, sorry, I didn't say the odds. Michael Johnson was $2.30 and Alexander Hernandez was $1.60. But yeah, anyway, back to the fight. Alex Perez, man, he was looking super good against Asu Amabayev, and Asu Amabayev's super impressive. But he's 4-1 in his last 5 fights. I can't be expected to choose Alex Perez. Mind you, yes, you were looking good against Asu Amabayev, but when you get caught like that and then getting KO'd by Tatsuro Taira, it's just not looking good, man. So, and Charles Johnson's knocking out everyone's favourite fucking up-and-comers. He knocked out Loney Kavanagh. Loney Kavanagh's still top 15, somehow top 15 in flyweight. Temirov, who he lost to, was on fucking roids, so you can throw that out the window. Sumadaji, he got a decision against, but that was a pretty good fight. He fucking outboxed him, and then he knocked out Joshua Van. Charles Johnson's one of the best. he's not unranked anymore, but he's one of the best fucking like dark horses of the flyweight division. I gotta go Charles Johnson. The odds are $1.50 to $2.50. Like Alex Perez is $2.50 and Charles Johnson's $1.50. But I'm gonna put some money on Charles Johnson. I think he's gonna get a nice KO in the first round. So yeah, I think Charles Johnson's gonna get it done. What's their age? Oh, they don't have the age. So anyway, for the next fight, onto the prelims. We have Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. Bro, Krylov just looks... He hasn't looked good, man, in his last 2 fights. So, if you don't know the story, he left for 2 years, randomly, 3 years. And, you know, he was on a decent win streak. And when he came back, it was against Dominic Reyes. Got slimed out by Reyes, who, you know, looked good until Ulberg, who's a top contender. And then he got slept out by Guskov, who just drew with Jan, had a weird draw with Jan Blachowicz. And Modestas Bukauskas, he's on a 4-fight winning streak. Mind you, I don't know how impressive that winning streak is. I thought he won against Cutelaba. I don't know how they gave it to Bukauskas. But then he beat Paul Craig, which is... All I'm saying is Bukauskas he's won against bums, which is... Like, are we going to really rate a win over Prachnio? I don't really rate that. Anyway, or Paul Craig, that's crazy. But in saying that, Nikita Krylov's just looked terrible in his last 2. Mind you, Bogdan Gruskov has got crazy power. Like, he dropped Jan hard in his last fight. Oh, I don't know. I think, like, Bukauskas is looking good, but, like... Yeah, I'm going to choose Bukauskas. I'm not confident in Krylov's chin anymore. I don't see Modestas becoming, like, a contender, a real contender. So, I'm choosing Bukauskas by knockout. Nikita Krylov's $2.17 and Bukauskas is $1.70. So, yeah, that's who I'm choosing. And for the next fight, Coughing Baby versus Nuclear Bomb. And what the fuck? Wait, I'll talk about the next fight, but Paddy VS Gathje versus Andrei Polyev. If you don't know who Paddy VS Gathje is, you will after this fight, because he's the middleweights Francis Ngannou. 6'4". I can't say... Anyway, they add 2 inches to every fight, I swear to God. So, Paddy VS Gathje, he's been just knocking out every single opponent in the UFC. Knocked out Daniel Medina, knocked out Robert Valentin, knocked out Trevor Vines. Mind you, fucking biggest cans in the middleweight division. And Andrei Polyev ain't much different. I can't say much. He's literally just knocking them out in the fucking first round. He's literally Francis Ngannou of middleweight, but we haven't seen his grappling get tested. And Andrei Polyev, bit of a punching bag, can take a hit pretty good. But the odds say it, and I think the odds are right. Taber's $1.10, and Andrei Polyev is $6.70, which... Yeah, that's about right. But this could be an interesting fight. Maybe Andrei Polyev has got a better chin than we think. I'm going to Tabor by first round KO. So, yeah. Don't be surprised if he knocks him out. For the next fight, which is crazy that this is on a prelim, we have Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davison Figueiredo. Can we talk about the odds for a second? That's insane. That in a former champion in Davison Figueiredo, who's looked pretty good in his last couple fights, is a plus 800, which is $9.30 in some sports books. Well, it's on my sports book. That's insane. They're saying Umar $1.06 is gonna smoke Davidson. Like, I think Umar's gonna win, but he struggled against Mario Batista, and I don't really rate Mario Batista better than Davidson, so. Umar's last couple fights, you know, he's on a 1-fight winning streak. Mind you, he lost to Marab, one of the best bantamweights of all time. if not the best. But Umar's just been beating everyone except Marab. There was some moments of weakness against Batista. Sandhagen, I'm sorry to say that about Sandhagen, but everyone kind of beats Sandhagen. And there's not much, like, he's just a bit of a control wrestler. He likes to control people, and then, like, his striking's pretty good as well. His cardio's good, just not as good as Marab's, obviously. And for Davison Figueiredo, he was a former champ. Yeah, I was going to say. Because I was looking at Davidson's record, and I was saying KO loss to Sandhagen. I was like, yeah, I did not remember Davidson ever getting KO'd. It's a knee injury. He had a close fight with Montel Jackson. That's not looking good. Looks like he's starting to slow it right down. Went to a decision with Piotr. No fucking shame in that. Piotr's the greatest bantamweight. He's the champ. But I think Umar's going to control him and take him to a decision. But if you want to throw some money out there, put 10 on Davidson, because honestly, like, Davidson is a vet, so if anyone can pull it off, I think Figueiredo could have a chance. Not much, but I could see him with the striking. He could get some nice shots off on Umar, but I think Umar's going to wrestle. Fuck him. So if you want the odds, it's $1.05 off for Umar, and Davidson Figueiredo is $9.30. Insane odds. Anyway, on to the main card now. We have Arnold Allen versus Jean Lord Silva. Battle of the Tism. It's so weird, man, because, like, a lot of people are like, Arnold's just going to get slept, but when the hell has Arnold Allen ever got slept in his career? Like, really, like, his last 3 fights. Oh, sip of water, hold on. Arnold Allen was like, he won against Giga, which didn't look good. It was a pretty close fight. And with Mozart, he could have arguably won that fight. And with Holloway, that was years ago. That was a pretty close fight too. Not super close, but close enough. And with Jean Silva, we've just seen a lot more activity out of Jean. Like, he lost to Lopez by KO, but kind of caught him. Bryce Mitchell, he just fucking did whatever he wanted to him. Knocked out Bagdasarian in a round. Knocked out Dober in 3 rounds. Jean Silva's really good, but here's the thing, Allen's been fighting the better competition. Like, Giga Chad ain't exactly the best competition. But it's hard to really underestimate Allen. I think this is a harder matchup than people think. I think this is going to go the distance. I think Jean Silva's going to win by either a TKO or a decision. But don't be surprised if Allen pulls something, because I think the odds should be closer. But I think Jean Silva should get a decision over Allen. Should. Don't be surprised if Allen has something up his sleeve. So yeah, Arnold Allen's $3.35 and Jean Silva's $1.33. So yeah, this is a good fight. This will be fun to watch. And time for the piss break. Kidding. But we have Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. What do I say about this fight? Natalia Silva's 19-5. Is that right? Anyway. So, she's just beaten every chick in the division. She beat Angela Lee, not that good. She beat Araujo, Jessica Andrade, Alexa Grasso. She should be fighting for the title. And she's just outstriked all these girls. Hasn't had a finish in a while, but, the women's flyweight. Finishes that don't happen that often. And, she's a bit of, like, she stands on the outside, really good striker, really good with the kicks and punch combos. And Rose is very similar. She got a good win over Maverick. She's been using her wrestling more nowadays. Lost to Blanchfield, but had a good fight over Tracy Cortez. This is a close fight. Really is, because I do rate Rose's striking still. If they both keep it on the feet, I don't think Natalia's going to have a bit more sting to her shots. But I could see Rose pulling out a decision here. This is a really hard fight to choose because Rose was a former champ, so she's only lost to the best in the division. And Natalia Silva is that, so in saying that, I'm going to say Natalia Silva by decision. She is $1.25 and Rose is $4.25. I think, but this is going to be a closer decision than people think. I think it's going to be like a 29-28 decision. And yeah, that's all I got to say about this fight. For the next fight, we have Waldo Cortez Acosta. Man, why do they have to do this to us, boys? Why do they have to do this to me? Look at Derek. He's fucking jacked. Surely that's not Derek. Like, oh, hold on. But surely Derek ain't actually looking like that. That'd be crazy if Derek coming into fight week. Because he's been looking fitter and fitter lately. It's weird as. Anyway. You know what we're expecting. Waldo's actually a really good boxer. He comes in and out with a big right hand. A couple jabs, boom, overhand right. He's really quick as a heavyweight too. Knocked out the blob. He knocked him out in like a minute 30. And with Anti-Delegia, he got eye poked real bad, and then he came back, knocked him out, and then like screamed on the ground and was like, must have been a bad eye poke. And lost to Sergey Pavlovich, which there's no shame in that. He's fought 5 times this year, and he's just fucking KO'd nearly everyone except Spivak and Pavlovich. But Derek is Derek. Derek has knocked out in the last 2 years. He knocked out the taxi driver Teixeira, who's like giant, fucking tall Brazilian. And then he knocked out Nascimento, who tried to blob his way to a victory. It's real hard because Derek has been losing a little bit, but not much. You know what I mean? Like, he's on his streaks, then he isn't, then he is. It's real strange. See, there's a world where obviously Waldo's just going to get Derek in the first round, but there's also a world where Derek just fucking throws that overhand right and it's like, see you later, boy. Oh, man, that's crazy. And, like, I don't care who you are. Derek's got the best right hand in the UFC of all time. Oh, this is such a hard fight to choose. And it's crazy that Derek Lewis by knockout's $4.60. Oh, I hate choosing between these two. These are my favorite fighters, dude. These are my favorite fighters. My heart says Derek, but my brain says Waldo. So I'm gonna go Waldo by knockout in the first round. I think it's whoever. I reckon anyone's got a chance. So Waldo's $1.31 and Derek's $3.50. Don't be shocked if Derek knocks out Waldo or Waldo knocks out Derek in the first round. Anyway, on to the next fight. I've yapped enough. You have Sean O'Malley versus Song Yudong, the return of Sean O'Malley. I don't know why people are calling it such a important return. This got replaced as the co-main because the fucking women's fight got replaced, and now my video is totally useless. Anyway, Sean O'Malley, we know that he lost to Marab twice. Stopped Goonan, lost even worse. Got submitted. But Marab is one of the best in the world. You can't blame Sean. So, yeah, he's, real good on the feet, real accurate, like a sniper. No one can... There's only, like, Piotr that can kind of compete with him on the feet. And for Song, he's actually good all around. Was good in the wrestling against Henry Cejudo, good in the striking. Against Piotr, he couldn't really get anything going. And yeah, he hasn't really fought much besides these last two fights. But I don't know, Song's real dangerous. But also, I like Sean's activity, and also like his style is kind of perfect for, like, to beat Song. So I'm gonna go Sean O'Malley by decision because Song's hard to get out of there. So Sean O'Malley's $1.50 and Song Yadong's $2.70. I think Sean O'Malley's gonna beat Song. So yeah, that's my pick for Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. I just don't have much to say about this fight because I think Sean's just gonna smoke Song, stay on the outside, through a few leg kicks, some nice punches down the middle, and yeah, he's gonna get his title shot against Piotr. So yeah, that's my pick. And for the final fight, the most pointless interim title. This has to be one of the most pointless interim title bouts ever. We have Big Rufus versus Paddy the Sausage Pimblett. I already talked about how they can both win and how, like, I don't know, like, this is actually like a 50-50 fight. Like, the thing is, they're both the same height, apparently. Which, Justin's pretty tall. Like, if you ever seen Justin... a lot of people are saying Justin's on the way out, so he's just going to get subbed instantly by Paddy. That could be the case. Also, a lot of people saying Paddy's chin is way too high up in the air. I already talked about this. If you want to go watch my video on it. But I think Justin's experience and his striking should show in this fight. I think Paddy's just... Like, this fight would still be good without the title. But I still think Paddy was going to lose a 3-rounder against Justin. But if Paddy gets him to the ground, I think it's game over for Justin. So yeah, it's a very reluctant pick, but I'm choosing Big Rufus to become the interim and maybe the unified lightweight champion. If you want the odds, Justin Gaethje is $2.80 and Paddy's $1.40. And I'll even give you a more in-depth one. Justin for the KO or points. Points is $6.50 and Justin's KO is $5. Paddy by submission is $2.35, which a lot of people think is going to happen, which kind of makes sense. But yeah, man, listen. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for the fights to come back. I'm so glad you guys come onto the videos. Like, I do hope you like my takes. I hope you like the odds and picks. Like, as long as there's viewers, I'll keep making these videos. But yeah, listen. Just give us a subscribe, give a follow on the Instagram, and yeah, if you come from whatever, like YouTube or Instagram, go on YouTube and follow, or give a subscribe, and if you come from the YouTube, go onto the Instagram, give a follow. So yeah, thanks guys, and I'll see you all later. Bye.